Welcome, Jewelry One. Let me talk about what's going to take you through this month. We've got a project for you that you will do at home. So make sure you keep on track, keep on top of this project. So if you go into modules, if you go into Canvas, you'll see a month. You'll see the month of May. Okay. On here, it'll have what is due and what you should be working on each day. Make sure you keep track and stay on top of this work. This is a month-long project that should not be done in the last day. There's a really good chance that you won't have time to do it all. Um, so be aware of that. We are so let me walk you through this. So if you go into modules and you go to the client project, there are all these modules and pages that you will walk through. You will walk through one after the other. Okay? So you've got to do the first one before you do the second one. You got to do the second one before you do the third one, all the way down. So this is called the client project. What you're going to do is you're going to find a client. Okay? It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friend, your enemy, whomever you want. You will find a client and you'll go into the intro. This will explain everything. You're going to find a client and you're going to design a piece of jewelry for them through the creative process. Okay, this is the creative process that we learned at the beginning of this semester. Okay, the final design is worth 50 points, and the rendering of the final design is worth 50 points. Okay, so that's for 100 points. Now let me. So there's the intro. You're going to review the creative process. Okay, so you're going to click on this link. And if I click on this link, it'll take me to the creative process. Okay, this is all the stuff that we went through. We've got the whole creative process. You have the client and brief, you have the problem, the idea, the research, the design, the feedback, and then the finalizing. Okay. So you're going to go through the creative process. You're going to answer these questions down below in the text box, and you're going to submit it. After you submit that, that'll take you to the next assignment. With that next assignment, it's the client brief. You will find a client. When you find that client, your mom, your dad, your best friend, your sister, whomever you want, you will download this creative brief or the client brief, and you'll print it out. And it is a bunch of questions. Okay, these are guiding questions. If you have more questions for this individual, please ask those questions. But you'll fill out this paper and you'll fill out these questions and you'll ask more questions. The purpose of a client brief is to get to know the client, what their likes are, what their dislikes are, what they like, what jewelry do they wear, what jewelry do they not wear, what's their style. Get a feel for it so that you can design a piece of jewelry for them that they want. Okay, so you're going to do the client brief. After you do the client brief, you are going to submit it. You're going to take a picture of it, make sure it's clear, take a picture of it, and submit it. After you submit it, now you've got the project. Okay, your project is to design a piece of jewelry. We've been working with rings. That doesn't mean you have to design a ring. You could design a pendant, a brooch, a bracelet, a necklace, a tie tack, a lapel pin, whatever it is, you're going to design it. Okay. But you're going to write down your first kind of ideas on the project. You're going to submit that, and that's going to open up the idea. Okay. This idea sheet, you're going to download this idea sheet, and it has all of these ideas. Okay, so these are things that write the ideas or the interests of your client. You're going to write down those ideas, and then you're going to go online, you're going to search images, you're going to search clip art, you're going to search memes, whatever it is, and you're going to draw these ideas here for those. You're going to draw logos. You're going to draw things that represent it. The example that I used was Lake Powell. So I would go and I would find pictures of Lake Powell, and I would draw those and all that stuff so that I know kind of a feel of what I want to do. After you'll take that and you'll take a picture of it, and then you'll submit it, and that will open up for the design. You have a bunch of ideas now. Now it's time to convert those ideas to a design. Okay, so those designs are very important. Um, so you'll download the design sheet, and let me see if I've got it. Um, and in the design sheet, you will come up with 5 unique designs. Okay, so you're going to take, if this person like Lake Powell and baseball, you'll take these designs and you'll come up with 5 completely different designs for each thing, unique. Okay, so that you have a myriad of designs and a myriad of ideas to go off of. You'll create this design sheet, follow those directions, and you will then turn in the design sheet. Take a picture of it and send it. Add notes. Take notes off to the side. All of that stuff so that you know what you're doing. After the design sheet, you will turn that in and you'll go and get feedback. Feedback is very important. You're going to get 2 people to do feedback. You're going to get the client, and then you're going to get someone else, someone that isn't associated with the client, that can give you honest feedback. You know what? I like this idea. I don't like this idea. I think you should go more with this idea, or I think, maybe you should go with this design or incorporate these 2 designs. Whatever it might be, you need to get feedback because you don't live in a bubble, and you need to make sure that you get as much feedback and information from outside sources. Okay, that's why the design sheet's important. You've got to be able to draw and convey your ideas in such a way that other people know what you're talking about. So you'll get feedback. This is just what it is. And the next one is feedback times 2. So you're going to submit 2 pictures. Scan and take a picture and submit them here. One from friend, family member, enemy, whoever, and then one from your client. You're going to submit that. After you submit that, you are then going to do some feedback review. Was the feedback good? Answer these questions below. Um, Things that you might need to change or you need to be aware of. So we've got feedback. You're going to submit that text box. After you submit that text box, you're going to reassess. Do I need to change some things? What do I need to do? What works? What doesn't work? What do I need to do I need to go back to the idea sheet, or or can I press forward? Whatever that is, you're gonna reassess, and then you are going to finalize. Now, this finalization, this is gonna take some time. Okay, you are going to be graded on your design and the rendering of that design. Okay, so you have to convey to me without even showing me, without me being present, through your drawings, you have to convey to me your design. And so on a blank white piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, you're going to you're going to the design: complexity, creativity, and originality. Make sure it's complex. It's not just a silver band. It's creative. It's original. It's not just a ring. It's not just another ring. Okay, you're rendering for your final design right here. Drawing on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, at least 2 different views. So it's from the front, or from the side, or from an angle, or whatever it may be, but 2 different views so that I can get an idea of what you're doing. I can get an idea of what you're portraying. Okay? It's well drawn out. So you might need to draw it a few times, Draw it once, draw it twice, draw it 3, 4, 5 times until you draw it finally in pencil really nicely, and then you go back with black pen and you trace it so that it looks nice, so that it conveys very well what your design is. Okay, well drawn out. Drawing takes up a significant amount of the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, so you shouldn't draw a really small piece of jewelry on a big piece of paper. Okay, it should take up a good size of paper. Drawing in pencil and traced over with a pen. And then optional if you want to color, if it optional is colored and shaded. Okay, when you have your final design, scan and take a good picture. In a well lit room, crop out anything that isn't the drawing and then submit it. Take a picture with your phone, use the phone programs to crop in, and then submit it. That is your final design, and that's going to take you to May 1st. Or that's going to take you to the end of the month. So make sure that you have that ready to go. All right. Now, if you're in jewelry 2, you're going to do this all exact same thing, only you're going to do it a lot faster because by the second week of March or April, I mean, which is by the 17th, you have to have your design completely finished. Your design has to be completely finished so that on the 24th, sorry, on the 17th, so that on the 20th, a group of you guys can start working on those final designs that you're going to carve out of wax. And you have 1 week out of the next two, the 1 week out of the next two to finish them. So jewelry 2, you're going to do this only 2 times faster because you're going to do it in 2 weeks. And then you're going to actually create and sculpt that piece of jewelry. It could be a pendant, it could be a brooch, it could be whatever it is. We've done rings, but I have other wax that you can carve out of. It could be a totem, it could be whatever it is. But be aware of that. Okay. Good luck. If you have any questions, email me.